Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. Come on in and join me. I am here in Soulfully Aligned Women, our community, for the beginning of this party that we're going to have. Yes, so I'm so excited about this 8 days of tapping into our power, right? 8 days of, oh, hold on a second, just making sure we got everything. Okay, good. Checking in here. So, unshakable power, your quantum gifts, and your highest truth is what we're going to be talking about in these 8 days. And each day I'm going to be popping in, there we go. I'm going to be popping in and giving you some inspiration and diving into these topics, as well as, of course, giving you more information about the Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic program that is beginning on August 2nd, the first week of August, the first Wednesday of August. So as I am waiting to start this program, I wanted to just come in and raise the vibe and share this vibe. I'm super excited and I really want to, get this party started. So, yeah, come on in, say hello, talk to me so I don't feel like I'm talking to no one, and, put questions, put comments, tell me what's going on for you in the chat here, and we will do this together. So this is a party. This is about raising our vibe. This is about bringing inspiration in and just expanding our energy as we go forward. And so today I want to talk about soul alignment and being in resonance with your soul, being in that flow. So, oh my gosh, we all know what it feels like to be out of alignment. Micah, hi! So glad you're here. When we're out of alignment of our soul, we know what that feels like because it feels scary. It feels unsure. Kelly, hi! So glad you're here too. Yay! It feels like things aren't working out, and there's a lot of fear. It's like you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you're not sure what's coming next. And you just you're focused on things that may be going on in your life. You're getting consumed with things that are not good, relationships, situations, problems. We get consumed with that. And the thing is when we are focused on that, we're not focused on the things we love. And we're not in alignment, because love is alignment. Everything else is out of alignment. And when we're focused on these other things that are consuming us, we're creating a resonance with that. We are energetic beings, and we have to remember that. We have to keep coming back to that everything that forms here in the world begins at an energetic level, begins in the quantum field. That quantum energy starts to gather together, and sorry, I just got a message. Somebody asking me if I'm starting. I hope she finds us here. So, energy gathers together. Energy gathers together, starts to coagulate. Coagulate? Is that the right word? It starts to just mass together. And this is how the physical manifests. This is how it comes in to be. And so we want to be focused in that quantum energetic level. We want to hold on, you guys. There's people that are, and maybe I did that wrong too, people that are confused, and I want to make sure they can find it. Facebook community. Okay. Perfect. Hopefully they'll find us here. All right. So when we begin to come back to that realization, when we go, okay, wait a minute, everything begins at the energetic level, and if I want to be creating consciously in my life, then I need to be focused on the positives, focused on what it is that I want. Not to say that we ignore they're still confused. Let me just get the people here. There we go. That's what I hate about making an event, right? When you make an event, people get confused as to where. I mean, I know you can do the live right in the event, which would be cool, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. I'm not as tech savvy as you might think. So everything exists as energy. And okay, everything exists as energy, and it begins at the energetic level. Okay, so when we are consumed with things in our life that don't feel good, then we are resonating to that energy. And what we want to do is be able to shift from that back into the alignment of our truth. And our truth is that we are beautiful light soul beings, right? We are beings that are filled with the life force energy, the life force energy of the universe. That's who we are. And that is what our quantum energy is that light. And then we attracted in more energy, and it came together into this physical body. But the core of who we are is this light, this beautiful, life force, which is loving and kind and expansive, and it's full of growth and kindness. It is so beautiful. That's who we are at our core. And so when we can keep coming back to that and remembering that that is our truth and that is who we are, we can then start to create a resonance with more of that light, rather than creating resonance with the things that throw us off. So when we're out of alignment, we're in fear, we're worrying about things, we're consumed with what's going on around us in this physical world. And we want to keep coming back into the soul. And when you do that, when you continually make a practice of coming into your soul and creating space to commune with that soul light, to remember who we are at the very center of our being, at the very center of our heart, is this beautiful light. And when we start to create space for that, it shifts. All the other things start to shift and dissipate and move to the outer peripheral of our life. And that is so powerful. And that is what a lot of us don't quite realize, is how powerful we are at the soul level. So this morning in meditation, sorry, I talk with my hands a lot, but this morning in meditation, I don't know if you caught it or not, we got a very beautiful vision of spending more time with that soul light inside of us, spending time with our pure essence. And you know how what was shown to me was, you know how when you're having a conversation with somebody, maybe even just like I was doing right now, I was distracted and I was trying to talk and read messages at the same time. But maybe somebody in your family, your spouse or your child, or, hi Dottie, somebody that is close to you is talking to you and you're relaxed and you're kind of multitasking while they're talking, and this is something that's very important to them, and they get frustrated and they go, like, you're not listening to me. Like, how many times did I hear that from my kids? Like, Mom, you're not hearing me. And it wakes you up and you go, oh, okay, sorry. And you sit down, you put everything down, you sit down, you look them in the eyes and you go, okay, tell me again, I'm here for you. I'm 100% present for you. And you start to connect to them heart to heart, right? Well, the same goes with your soul. So when we are sitting down to meditate, to commune with our soul, if we are not fully present, if we are not bringing ourselves into that moment, then we're doing a disservice for ourselves. We need to imagine this. This is what we did in meditation this morning. It's beautiful. So if you didn't catch it, go back in the feed and rewatch it. It's there for you. But imagine that you are sitting in a room, a completely quiet, closed off room with a beautiful, comfy sofa. And you invite your soul in to sit on the sofa with you. And just take a minute and imagine what that would feel like, what that maybe would look like. And there's no wrong answer to that. Your soul is a part of you. Your soul is a bigger part of you. And it could come in, it could look like you. It could look like a white light being. It could look angelic. It doesn't matter. All of our guides and angels and team, our spirit team, is part of us. It's our soul group. And so whatever. And you have time just to sit on this sofa and commune with your soul. Everything else can be put away and shut out and quieted down, and you are just looking at your soul fully, completely attentive, aware. Hello, I'm here. I'm here. What wisdom do you have for me, right? What can you share with me? What do I need to know for my next right steps? What do I need to know to solve these problems in my life, to shift them? And so there's two things coming up for me right now. One is I wanted to share with you a vision that I had many years ago. It was absolutely beautiful. I was so I was meditating and I had a spontaneous vision of being on a shoreline and a boat was there. And I was being guided to get into the boat and push off from shore. And for some reason, I was feeling afraid to do this, afraid to get into the boat. And I felt like, well, if my family's here, right? I felt like I was leaving them behind as I was getting into this boat. And I was reassured that it's okay. It's okay. And so the boat started to float down this river. It was all foggy. And there was a bridge, like a big cement bridge up ahead. And as the boat came underneath the bridge and came into the clearing, there was a huge bright light. There was a huge, big white ship, like think cruise ship, big white cruise ship. And all of my family was there on the cruise ship, but they were bigger, they were brighter, they were huge, big light beams. And I instantly knew, and this is part of the psychic development gifts that come to us the more we do this, but I instantly had a knowing that this is the higher self of all of these beautiful beings in my life. And that the ones that I thought I left back on shore, that was just like a snippet of them, a shadow of who they really are. And so it was a beautiful awareness of our higher selves. that the part of us here on the earth is just a little part of who we are. There's like this bigger, huge light that is there for us, that is accessible to us, but we don't think so. We think we're all alone and separate here, and so the light here is very dull compared to the light on the other side. And this can be very reassuring to those of us that have someone that we've lost and passed on, because I know that the bigger part of me is there too, and so they are there. I'm there with them. They didn't leave us behind. They actually joined the party on the other side, and we're all there. But there's this little sliver of us, this little slice of us that is here in this human body, and we feel like we've been left behind. We feel like they're gone, but they're not, right? So that is something that I didn't expect to share with you right now, but that is one of my most precious visions that I've had, and it's really beautiful. It's really very reassuring. And when you have these visions, I'm not here to convince anybody. I know in my heart that that was truth because I felt it. And when you have these experiences, you feel them. And that's why it's so important that we each individually connect to that part of ourselves that can open up all this wisdom and all this knowing, instead of us going and looking to somebody else to tell us, looking to other people who channel or other people who are, mystics. We have the answers within us more powerfully than anyone else can tell us. So when we focus on the truth of that's who we are at the very center, that essence, then we begin to be in resonance for more of that light to come through. And that is light. That light is abundant. There's more of it than could ever fill us up, more of it than we could ever use in a lifetime. That is who we are. And that is who we want to connect with. And so when you take that time to sit on that sofa or in a beautiful space in nature, wherever it is that you find yourself, when you take that time to really be in that presence, that is it's transformational in your life. It makes everything else feel really teeny tiny, right? But our human minds, our human side of us is so trained to be here in this physical world that we keep going back into that physical world, into the fears, into the worries, into like completely absorbed with what's going on in the world around us. And that's normal. That's being a human. And I do that too. But I have learned how to quickly come back into the soul self. And so that is what being soulfully aligned is about. We can continue to meditate each day for 10 minutes and find a peace in that moment. But then when we go out the door, we're going to fall back into our old patterns and limiting beliefs. Maybe you can hold it for, an hour or two, or maybe till lunchtime, and then gone, right? You're back to your old self, because that's kind of who we've been trained to be. It's not easy to change the way we think. It's not easy to stop being who we've been for so many years. It takes a keep coming back. It takes training in our minds. And so when you immerse yourself in the conversations, when you immerse yourself with the soulfully aligned women groups, when you stay in those groups of women who are ready to say, yes, this is how I want to lead my life. I want to lead soul first. And I want to become that woman who stands strong in her core, in her center, that there's this like crystal pillar running up and down, grounding me into the earth, connecting me to the universe. That's who I want to be. So that when all this chaos goes on around us, I'm not thrown into the cyclone and thrown off and spending weeks in fear and worries. But then I can actually come back to my core, and I can be the strength and the pillar for the people around me that are still working on getting there. That takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it's not always easy because life gets busy and life gets in the way. But in the Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic program, we meet every week for 9 months. Just about every week, right? Once a week. We meet and we, for, an hour or so, and we talk about the energy of the week and what's the lesson we're doing for this month and what are we growing in and how are we growing. There's many different topics that we cover, but it's all about the energy at the core, the essence of who you are, the soulful alignment, right? So when you do get into soulful alignment, it feels so good. It's that feeling of when you're driving down the main street in your city and you're hitting every green light and you're like, woo, yes, just flew down that street instead of every red light. Oh, go again. Oh, again. Ooh, drive a bit more. Ooh. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, right? It's the flow. It just moves through you and things line up. People come into your life. Like it's just absolutely amazing how it happens. Guidance is there because they are waiting for us. All this beautiful team out there, all those beautiful people I saw on that cruise ship, they're all there cheering for us and doing everything they can to help us move forward, because it's not just about us. It is about where the world is going, where we're evolving to. There's a much bigger picture, and we may not see the results of what we do, but as we become more soulfully aligned and we connect and grow together and we start to heal within ourselves, that ripples out to our children, to our grandchildren. How many of you have seen patterns in your children that are perhaps coming down through the family? I've had some amazing awakenings lately of patterns that my kids don't even know about. They don't even know the people that these patterns were relevant in. And then they're picking up these patterns. And I'm just like, what? We got to nip this. We got to change this energy, which we can do. We can do, because the more work that we do personally, the more it dissolves that chain of events that has come down through our ancestry, those patterns. So when you also are in soulful alignment, you're able to be more in the creative flow. So our left brain side is the side that is into like the list making, the tasks, here's what we got to do and this is the order we're going to do it in. And that's a good thing to have. I like to think of my left brain, my left side, my masculine side, as the side, the personal assistant that says, Janice, this is what you got to do today. You got to get these things done on this list, right? That helps me stay in line. But when we're all in just that list making, that task manager, then there's no room for inspiration. There's no room for creativity. There's no room for guidance. And so as we allow ourselves to shift and open up through the soulful alignment, through the soulful communion. We're opening up to allow also to receive more, to receive guidance, and be able to take those steps that we need to take to check off things on the list in a way that works more efficiently, that works more in flow, right? And we're not forcing anything. Which is why actually I am totally, this inspiration to have this party just came up today. Just today. And I was sitting down going, okay, so we can have a party and get the vibe going and have some fun before I start with this group in August, because it's going to be a really fun group. What are we going to do? And so I was writing in my journal, and a lot comes through as I write, and I started writing a few things down. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take this day by day. So I don't even have a set time for you for tomorrow. I'm going to allow Spirit to move me. I'm going to allow the messages to come through in the way they're supposed to come through. And I will try and give you a heads up. I'll put a note in Soulfully Aligned Women saying, okay, coming in half an hour or whatever. But they'll be at different times of the day over the next 8 days, because when we try to, like, I thought, okay, but what time am I going to do these? Am I going to do them at 7 at night? Am I going to do them at 10 in the morning? And I'm looking at my schedule and I'm trying to figure it out. It's like, it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And finally I'm like, let that go. We're going to go with the flow each day. And if you can't catch me live, it'll be in here for you to come back and see and catch up. So just kind of keep coming back. Make sure your notifications are on for Soulfully Aligned Women, and then you'll see that I was live. You'll be able to watch it, or just keep coming into the group. Some people have their notifications turned off, so just keep coming into the group each day and checking if that's the way you want to do it. It's easy. It's all easy. Things don't have to be so tight and controlled. We can just go with the flow. We love structure and routines. And as a teacher, just newly retired teacher, I loved routines too. It created a safe environment for my students. But too many routines, it's too tight. And we want to have room for that flow, that creative flow, because the creativity that we have gets us out of that left brain, gets us out of our head and into our body. So as we begin to play, and we will have a creative play date this week too, where you can bring your paints and be creative with me, or your art journal, or whatever it is that you want to play with. We will have a creative play date. When we do that, we open up. We let ourselves relax. We let the energy expand. We open up. And that's a big thing. Full attention into our meditations. That's what we need to do. And I want you to think about, what part of your life am I not in resonance with, that I'm out of alignment with? Because you could be in alignment in parts of your life, like even a lot of parts of your life, and then be out of alignment in a few other places. And that drains your energy. So we want to keep being aware of that, keep looking at it, keep thinking, well, where am I in alignment and where am I creating dissonance? And I don't want dissonance. And if everything starts at the level of energy, if everything begins at that energetic level, we can work at that energetic level to change and shift the parts of our life that are not working well. So we decide. We are creators. We have the universe creating with us. So what are you accepting and allowing to be in your life that you could say, wait a minute, no, this is not what I want. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it, shift it. I'm going to start to recreate it. So what do you have to do that? First of all, you have to decide what you do want and start to focus on that more than on the part that's out of alignment. You've got to shift from here to where you're going. You got to shift into what it is that excites you, what it is that will make you happy, and start to bring your attention there, because attention and intention are incredibly powerful. When we place our intention, and I remember many years ago reading Carlos Castaneda, he talks about how the sorcerer moves his attention by intention. And it's where they place their intention that creates the shift into the other dimensions. And that's powerful. That's us. That's who we are. And so we have that ability to shift and create new. Okay? So focus on the truth of who you are. Focus on who that is at your essence. Not the stuff the human did that you feel guilty or shameful about, or we made mistakes. Oh my gosh, we've all made mistakes. We've all done that, but that has helped us become who we are. It helped us grow stronger. It helped us awaken, become more aware of other people and what they're going through, and so many different things, right? But the truth of who you are is that you are a light being. You have all that love, light, life force energy within you. That's who you are at the core, right? And where are you in alignment and where are you out of alignment? So maybe you could do some journaling about that tonight. What parts of my life are working really well? And what parts of my life are just not there yet? The energy is dragging me down. And where are you overwhelmed and confused? And how can you shift from that into what it is that you do want? And it's not easy. I'm not saying this lightly, because I understand. And I have recently gone through some pretty heavy shit. Some heavy stuff that was dragging me down, and I did the work too. I knew the steps to take, where I could sit down, and I do a lot of journaling, and I could say, okay, wait a minute. This stuff is just like pulling me under, and I need to refocus my intention and attention into what it is that I'm creating. And I need to bring my full presence into my meditations when I commune with my soul. So you are immersing yourself into your soul and leading from your soul light. You just commune there, no expectations, whatever, just be in that presence. Okay, I think that's it for today. I think that's it. I think I've said everything I need to say, actually, and more than what I planned. I'm letting the messages come through each day. So tomorrow I will be back. Thinking it feels like it's going to be in the morning. So I'll let you know before I come on, and we will continue this party. But for today, just start thinking about, where am I in resonance? Where am I in alignment in my life? What's going good? Where could I clean things up a little bit? Because we don't have to wait for the universe to fix it. We have control. We're the creators. And where we place our intention and attention, energy will flow. All right, you guys, have a beautiful evening. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for your comments. Did I miss anybody? Hi, Sharon. Yes, I did miss you. Ah, so cool to see you here. I'm glad you found us. And Christy's here. Hi. Okay, you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.